was a plus 550.
I'm gonna let y'all know I took the odds. I took the odds.
Haney versus Ryan Garcia.
Yes, man. Fight we've been waiting for, right? I mean, geez, boxing kind of has been on a downhill, I'd say. A lot of major fighters not fighting each other, but you know, they gave us what we wanted to. I mean, at least what I wanted, you know, big names fighting big names.
Right. I mean, about the outside antics, what do you think about Devin Haney shorts?
Hey, you the one that seen that you had some problems with the shorts. We want to hear what you got to talk about for the shorts, man.
I know it doesn't have to do with the fight, but bro came in with the Yeezy moon boots and the H&M shorts. Shout out, honestly, world-class fighter. Seen the build-up to the fight and everything, and people were saying that Ryan was mentally unstable, and maybe, I don't know, praise be to God always, but it was playing Coco Melon.
A name off my resume, but is it a huge fight? Does it
in the
yeah, I mean, that's why everybody was favoriting Haney, because of the antics, quote unquote, that Garcia was about on social media. But you know what I mean? He was focused in training camp, clearly, so worked out.
Let me ask you this, Mal, because you say a huge focus on DraftKings right before the fight. Ryan was a plus 550 underdog.
Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know I took the odds. I took the odds at I think it was I had them at plus 630, because to me it was like, yeah, Haney's technically the favorite, but he's not a super duper negative 1100 favorite. Like, I don't understand those odds, so I had to take those.
My fault. Those odds are crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, and them shorts was crazy too, clearly. So now those dead H&M shorts, like those are, I have a pair of them. Like,
that's what, bro. I was just like, are we hooping? All right. With that being said, I'll leave Haney, because I had nothing to do with the fight. But what did have to do with the fight is missing weight. And Mal, I'm not trying to pass any judgment, my brother. But brother, you have to make weight. 3 pounds over. What does this fight did nothing for no one. You didn't win the belt. I know that's not everything, but now he keeps the belt and he loses. You win the fight and you don't win the belt. So you got to be a professional. It's like half the thing is making the weight. And people say, oh, it's only 3 pounds, not that big of a deal. Then cool, make the weight, man. But Mal, and because you watch boxing more than I do, that's a whole different weight class in boxing.
Yeah.
Even so, though, if it's not that big of a deal, then make the weight. Clearly, it's a big deal. And I think it did play a factor mentally and clearly physically. Hey, overall opinion of the fight, though, Mal. What did you think?
Yeah, overall, I think like it was an excellent fight. Like, we've been blessed. Like, God's given us a lot of great fights that I can like talk about and that we could talk about. It's just been, I'm thankful that we get to see these fighters fight each other, and I get to be able to witness his greatness. Like, we just came off that UFC 300. Now the boxing world is giving us Haney and Garcia. So overall, I can't complain. Great fight. You know what I mean? We saw some knockdowns. We saw people get dazed on both sides. We saw exciting big hits. Like, if you're not a boxing fan, you still would have loved this fight. It just had everything,
It was a great fight. We're very blessed to see that, in boxing, people care about that zero too much. Bro, go fight people. Go fight people. Overall, Haney, I've seen a few of his fights. I've seen more Garcia's fights. I know Garcia got that left hook of power. It's quick, very quick. Haney was saying they were expecting it. But you expected one thing. Like what Mike Tyson said, you got to plan until you get punched in the face, right? Haney he's a point boxer. I respect this style, but when the dogs are after you, you got to adjust. I thought it was a great fight. They both had their moments, but I think Ryan had the bigger moments, at least these knockdowns, bro. What you think?
Yeah, I mean,
CBS, not the muffle, but only three knockdowns. What you think?
I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I'm really just gonna be completely honest, bro. I don't care about what nobody says about anything. I'm gonna give you my real emotions. Like, I really feel like they were trying to favor Haney in any way possible. I think Ryan was getting a lot of knockdowns that didn't count. Like we spoke about it. Like, there should have really been like 5 knockdowns. There's moments where Haney was on knees. Trying to say this correctly, but he was on the canvas. Essentially, he was on the canvas and his body was laid against Ryan's, like, as he was unconscious. You know what I mean? So the fact that these are not counting as knockdowns, there's certain things I'm like, I had to look back at the rule book and say, like, why is that not a knockdown? And I think if Ryan didn't go out there and get those knockdowns, they would have gave the fight to Haney. But Ryan did what he had to do, so he got 3 clear knockdowns that they counted. But yeah.
Right, definitely in the 7th, I think, and I guess I feel like he got like 3 in one round. I can't remember the particulars, but I'll just say, like, yeah, I don't know. You know how I feel. I think a lot of stuff is rigged, but when you do it so blatantly, then it leads you to start questioning. You know, that's all I'm saying. That's all we're doing is asking some questions. Like, why did you?
Questions.
We got some questions that need to be answered. I would just say this. This is what I was saying about the weight, bro. Like, he got the knockdowns, but 3 pounds, it does make a difference. Like, and you can see it. Like, I'm just like, Haney looks kind of small.
Yeah, and there's Ryan never looks like the bigger opponent in any of his fights. You know what I mean? So the fact that he looked bigger than Haney, you know, I think there was a way to advantage. But honestly, Garcia came prepared. The way he was whipping that left hook and like even with the right hand, I'm like, okay, that boy got some power behind it. Like, so Haney, I don't think he's fought a lot of like very high level fighters. He's even admitted that and gone on record to say that. So I think he just wasn't ready for somebody on Garcia's level. They're on the same level, but right. I don't even think Haney's fought fighters on his level. I think he's been fighting subpar people.
But you know, Mal, the same thing. Like Lomachenko, his last fight, Haney's last fight, that was probably the biggest test. And some people say that he lost and everything. To your point, I say this: like Haney did try to take some angles. I noticed though, every time he tried to take the angles, instead of defending the angles and rotating and his anything, Ryan just did that hook.
The host, yeah.
And, you know, they both playing the antics. Ryan definitely elbowed him in the head. Like, there's no question about it.
Oh, yeah. It was sloppy on both sides in terms of, like, they just, like, honestly, there was too much clinching happening. I know that happens in boxing a lot, but, like, half the fight was clinching. Half the fight, Brian had him in a chokehold. Half the fight, they was hitting each other in the back of the head. It was sloppy on both sides, you know? Even the ref should not have to be in the fight that much.
With that being said, we kind of talk about with these fouls and refs and judges. The ref deducted a point in the 7th because that was a 10-8 round.
Oh, yeah.
But let's go with these judges real quick, Mal. Majority decision. 12-12? 112 to 112. Are you smoking something, brother? How do you get that? What is that?
Yo. What is that?
114, 110, and 115, 109, according to CBS Sports.
You already got the answer, Sweat.
Should have been a unanimous decision.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. They tried to give it to that man Haney any way they could. Like, the fact that I thought, even at the end of the fight, that they still had a chance of giving it to Haney is, like, when I heard that 112 to 112, I was like, oh, Haney might get this. Like, I don't know what he was thinking. It's a lot of politics in boxing, man.
I thought it was going to be a majority draw when he said that.
But Haney, I think he just didn't go up to par. But he did win a lot of rounds. I will say that. Based off, like, what boxing is and the technicalities and the points that go into scoring it, he won a lot of rounds. If it wasn't for the knockdowns, I think it would have went Haney's way.
I think it's like a tale of two halves almost. Like, Ryan definitely won the first. Probably caught Haney off guard a little bit. Haney tapped back in, and then he won the 2 through 6, according to, right? And I'll say that accurate. And then the tail of the second half was Garcia.
Yeah. You know? And even then it was like there was some rounds that it was like, well, it could have went both ways. I think there was a lot of rounds that went both ways, you know what I mean?
With that being said, bro, but what you think near future for both fighters? Do they run it back and he makes the weight? People are saying no more Tank and Haney. I would like to see it.
I think that they run it back. I think there's a lot of money to be made in this fight. And I think boxing is always going towards where the money is for a storyline. You know what I mean? So I think that's what happens. I agree. Haney and Tank should not happen. I don't think Haney's in that ballpark, or he can get there. Like, he's great. He's great at what he does. He just needs to tap into a little higher of a level to even see Tank. Tank already has a fight with Frank Martin coming up. So his head is in another space anyway. Shout out to Ryan. I think Ryan kind of like, he has the platform to now fight whoever he wants. Of course, when you win, you get to kind of call out your fight, so he might go another route. I don't know. You know, these boxing, you know how it goes. A lot of politics, man.
I just want to see the best fight the best. That's my thing, man. Make the weight, please. Make the weights.
You heard it here. Chet said make the weight. That's all he cares about is weight. I agree. And on top of that, people don't realize they fought a lot when they were younger. Bouts, when they were amateurs. So they were 3-3. So this was technically, like, they even said it during the fight, this was their game 7. You know what I mean? So this was a big fight. Like,
any closing remarks, Mal?
The last thing I say is I don't want this fight to discredit Haney too much. I think he's still a great fighter. I don't think he just was ready for. I think he underestimated, because the whole world underestimated Ryan. So I think he also naturally underestimated Ryan a little bit too, and it happens, you know. But Haney's still a class, professional, top tier boxer, and he's gonna come back from this. This is not gonna be the end of Haney.
All right, everybody, that's been Haney versus Garcia in whatever amount of minutes. I don't know.
I lost.